Good morning, folks. We're gonna ride over, I think, to what's known as the Natural Bridge here in North Florida. Some of you with history may remember it as the Battle of the Natural Bridge, or the Battle for the Natural Bridge. It depends on what you read and who you're talking to, is how they refer to it. All the same place. Not really gonna be a video on history or anything like that today. We're just getting out of the house, looking to relax, kick our feet up a little bit, and ride. Natural Bridge Historic State Park. They got a few restrooms here, some picnic tables. We're gonna walk over here and look at this monument across the road. See if we see any kind of kiosk while we're walking. See something over here. Let's go take a look at that. Telling you about the park. It sure does. The history of the park. Got a little map here of the park. Let's walk across the road and look at this Confederate Memorial over here. You do have to cross the highway here to get to the memorial, so make sure you're looking when you come across here. It's impressive. You see the flag on it. Then out to either side, we have a couple memorials. And then, of course, our historical site sign. And the Jackson chapter of the UDC, United Daughters of Confederacy, places this tablet in grateful memory of Colonel George W. Scott and his gallant men. In memory of the Battle of the Natural Bridge, March the 6th, 1865, erected by J.B. Fletcher, May 9th, 1919. In honor of the West Florida Cadets, Natural Bridge, March 6th, 1865. And there are a lot of pictures and information about this battle in this area, even the history, all on the Florida Memory website. This stone is presented by the ladies of Quincy, Florida, in the memory of a company of old men called the Gaston County Grays, who were present at the Battle of the Natural Bridge on March the 6th, 1865. Here's another one from J.B. Fletcher. This stone is presented by J.B. Fletcher and comrades in memory of Colonel J.J. Daniels' Regiment of 1st Florida Reserves and Colonel 5th Florida Battalion of Cavalry, who was in the battle March 6, 1865. This monument erected by J.B. Fletcher of River Junction, Florida, September the either 3rd or 9th, 1918, in memory of the Battle of Natural Bridge, General W.M. Miller in command. Let's get a little close up here on this monument. You can see the seal in the center. In God we trust. You come up it, we can see the rifles with bayonets. Right on up to the flag draped over with the eagle. That is a beautiful monument. Pretty color to it. Commands taking part in the Battle of the Natural Bridge. We've got another one back here. Let's finish the monument itself first, the main part. Committee, Mrs. Stewart Lewis. Mrs. J. Stewart Lewis was the chairman. Mrs. Sally E. Blake, J.B. Fletcher, C.W. Rhodes, A.H. Williams. And it tells you about the monument being erected in the Act of the Legislature in 1921. Let's see what this one says. Division of Recreation and Parks, United Daughters of Confederacy, Natural Bridge Historical Society, and the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Honoring the Confederate and Union soldiers who were killed in action or later died from their wounds at the Battle of Natural Bridge. And then it goes in here to give you Confederates and USA. Big difference in numbers, isn't it? I'll post those names a little clearer in pictures at the end. Very impressive. The monument's set in black stone, sidewalks surrounding it, I guess with what you would call dedication stones, flanked on either side of it. And over to this side, we've got our historical marker. Not sure why there are not flags on them. There are 3 flagpoles over here to the side. Just a little view of the park here. And there's a lot more here to do. There's a lot of trails here. You can find the trail map. Big area here. A lot of people love this area. Come here just to hike and see the scenic view. You see the statue across the road. There's our vehicles. We're really just touching base here today. This video is not actually a video we intended to do on the park. I'm just out riding, old road trip today. But we will have some videos in the future where we get over here and do a little hiking on some of these trails I told you about. If you're not familiar with this area and you're from North Florida, a lot of history, Civil War era history that you should really study up on. Appreciate y'all joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.